In the town of Tunbridge Wells, nestled in the rolling hills of Kent, England, a dark secret lay hidden for over 3 decades. David Fuller, a seemingly ordinary electrician, harbored a sinister double life that would leave countless families grappling with unimaginable horror. It began in 1987, a year that would mark the start of Fuller's reign of terror. 2 young women, Wendy Nell, 25, and Caroline Pierce, 20, fell victim to his brutal attacks. Nell was discovered by her boyfriend, naked and bloodied in her bed, while Pierce's body was found in a flooded drain, clad only in her underwear. Both had been strangled and sexually assaulted, their lives cut tragically short by a predator who would elude justice for years to come. As the investigation into the crimes unfolded, authorities found themselves at a dead end. The late 1980s lacked the advanced forensic capabilities we take for granted today, and with no witnesses to the crimes, the trail quickly went cold. Fuller, it seemed, had committed the perfect murders. For 33 years, Fuller lived a life of deception. To his family and colleagues at the Tunbridge Wells Hospital in Pembury, he was David Fuller, the reliable electrician. But behind this facade lurked a monster whose depravity knew no bounds. It wasn't until December 2020 that the wheels of justice finally began to turn. Advances in forensic science allowed cold case investigators to link Fuller's DNA to the 1987 murders. The arrest of the now 67-year-old Fuller sent shockwaves through the community, but it was only the beginning of a horrifying revelation. As investigators delved into Fuller's home, they uncovered a trove of evidence that would reveal the true extent of his crimes. Hidden within his home office were computers and hard drives containing millions of photos and videos, a meticulous record of Fuller's unthinkable acts. For over a decade, from 2005 to 2020, Fuller had been using his position at the hospital to gain access to the morgue, where he sexually abused the bodies of more than 100 deceased individuals. The details that emerged were nothing short of nightmarish. Fuller's victims ranged from a 9-year-old girl to a woman of 100, all violated in death by a man who had escaped detection for so long. The morgue, a place meant to offer dignity in death, had become a hunting ground for Fuller's perverse desires. An inquiry into the National Health Services revealed systemic failures that had allowed Fuller to operate undetected. The Tunbridge Wells Hospital's lack of CCTV in the morgue, a measure intended to respect the deceased, had inadvertently provided Fuller with the perfect cover for his crimes. In one particularly active year, Fuller accessed the morgue an astounding 444 times, his activities going unchecked and unnoticed. As Fuller faced justice in 2021, the impact of his crimes on the victims' families became painfully clear. In heart-wrenching testimonies, relatives spoke of shattered memories and haunting thoughts that would plague them for the rest of their lives. "David Fuller has tainted every single memory I have of my sister," one victim's brother lamented, encapsulating the profound grief and anger felt by so many. Justice Bobby Chimagrub, addressing Fuller during his sentencing, spoke for the victims and their families. "They have been left in a dark place. They have expressed the outrage and revulsion that the women you abused would have felt at your objectivization of them." For his crimes, Fuller received a life sentence for the murders of Nell and Pierce, with an additional 16 years added in 2022 for his morgue offenses. Now 70 years old, Fuller will spend the remainder of his days behind bars.